and welcome to Dott TV Midday News. I am Chiamaka Ezapota. The Asaba of Asaba, Professor Epiphany Azinge, has said that traditional institutions have a vital role to play in complementing government efforts to promote good governance and preserve cultural values. Professor Azinge stated these while featuring as a special guest on Dott Television's flagship program, The Morning Dew. The reports.
The revered monarch reflected on his journey through public service and his contributions to the national development. He described his ascension to the throne as overwhelming, but said he is deeply honored to serve his people as king. Professor Azinge noted that while he remains actively engaged in the affairs of the kingdom, his responsibilities are guided by the customs, traditions, and protocols of the royal institution.
Let's be clear. I believe that what Asaba needs at any point in time is somebody who is committed, who is dedicated, who is devoted, who is knowledgeable, who is prepared to make sacrifices for our people. It doesn't matter whether you have a first degree or second degree or not. The important things, are you ready to work for our people? And for me, that should be the yardstick, and that's how I've been pursuing it, making sure that I win over our people, knowing fully well that they deserve the best at any point in time.
The Asaba stressed the need for stronger collaboration between traditional institutions and elected governments, noting that traditional rulers remain critical stakeholders in grassroots development, conflict resolution, and the preservation of the people's cultural heritage.
To the best of our ability, again, government, I believe, through their humanitarian ministry, seem to be addressing some of these issues too, and I give them kudos for that. But collectively, together, supporting government, I believe that we'll be able to achieve it. But one thing that we must underscore is that today, Asaba is doing very well, economically and otherwise.
The monarch also observed that Asaba is experiencing rapid development, bringing with it new challenges that the traditional institution is working diligently to address. He expressed concern over the rising cost of living, particularly the increasing cost of accommodation in the state capital.
With that come this number of people coming into Asaba. With that come a lot of investment too. Okay. Which is commensurate to whatever anybody is saying. The hospitality industry here can only compare with that of Lagos. Not even Abuja can compare with Asaba in that regard. So a lot of investors are flooding into Asaba, not for any other reason, but because there is peace here. And with that comes all the other challenges. As I usually tell people, Asaba today, my own estimation, and I try to be modest as the case may be, is the fastest growing state capital. Not just in Nigeria, but in Africa south of the Sahara.
Speaking on education, the Asaba advocated the establishment of a federal university in Asaba. He suggested that the existing federal polytechnic could be upgraded into a university and reaffirmed his commitment to pursuing the realization of that vision.
We've asked for reparations, one way or the other, but basically the one that my predecessor pursued vigorously and which I also endorsed when I came on set is that the compensation we ask for is not necessarily a monetary compensation, which possibly will never be enough, will never be commensurate, can never switch and can never heal, but give us a federal institution in Asaba in the form of a federal university. Okay. Mark you, this is the time for us to continue to elaborate on this. Asaba remains the only state capital in Nigeria, even till date, without a federal university.
On the proposed creation of Anioma State, the Asaba declared his support for the initiative, but maintained that the new state must retain its historical identity, with Asaba as its capital. He insisted that any proposal seeking to undermine Asaba's status will be unacceptable.
The last straw that broke the camel's back was the contemplation, the ever thinking that one will advocate that you move the capital of a place from Asaba to any other place. It was totally unacceptable. To do so is for me to submit myself to my ancestors who will question me for life. Why would this happen under your watch? And this is a land I've sworn to uphold and defend with the last drop of my blood.
The Asaba reaffirmed his unwavering commitment to protecting and advancing the interests of the people of Asaba. He said every position he takes is driven by the desire to preserve the kingdom's heritage, strengthen its identity, and secure its rightful place in Nigeria's continued development. Emeka Okonkwo, reporting for Dott TV News.
Meanwhile, the people of Okere community in Warri South local government area of Delta State have commenced the 529th edition of the Awankere Okiro Festival, popularly known as Okere Juju Festival. This festival is a fertility festival that attracts individuals from all parts of the world.
The historic Okere community once again comes alive as it reflects with pride and nostalgia on the annual Awankere Okiro Festival, widely known as the Okere Juju Festival, regarded as one of the most celebrated Ishekiri festivals in Warri. The Awankere Festival is renowned for its cultural heritage, colorful displays, and vibrant social activities. It continues to attract both indigenous and non-indigenous, cutting across ethnic and cultural divides. Every year, visitors and residents of Warri, including distinguished personalities from different walks of life, gather in Okere to witness the unique cultural spectacle.
Okere as a community, they don't compromise culture. It's unique to them. You can see what is going on now. Those mothers who are Shakiris, their fathers are Igbos. They are here. You just got the information to a group, non-indigenous people of Okere group, because the culture, the heritage is unique.
Okere Festival is like a tourist center. It's like a place to come and see different things.
Signing is our feast. We love it so much. It's our Christmas. Like yesterday, we wish ourselves Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Like that, we are happy together. We ate together, we drink together. We love ourselves so much in this community.
Awankere Festival is a lovely festival. We don't kill goats, we don't kill animals. We do fairly with everybody.
Indigenous seize the opportunity to express gratitude to their ancestors for the blessings, peace, and prosperity they have enjoyed over the past year.
The testimony I have is concerning one of my friends where we were still youth, we said. When we were dancing this feast together, she's not an Ishekiri girl. But the last day, there is this like offering we used to go and put. So when she was going, she speak her heart desire to read. And to the glory of God, everything went perfect. That is what she told me.
We get blessing from the Juju. Real blessing from the Juju.
As the 529th edition gets underway, the Awankere Okiro Festival once again demonstrates that it is more than a celebration of fertility. It remains a powerful symbol of unity, peace, cultural identity, and resilience for the Ishekiri people and the wider Warri community. Onyeka Odiase, Dott TV News.
To security now, a content creator Omoni Ojitobo has landed himself in a police net for allegedly making and posting a video linking the police to a fatal road crash in Ughelli. According to the police, the video contained fake information and was misleading to the public. The Commissioner of Police, Yemi Oyeniyi, disclosed this while briefing journalists in Asaba. Priscilla Ifanyi reports.
The Commissioner of Police, Yemi Oyeniyi, said investigation revealed that Omoni Ojitobo circulated false and misleading reports on social media, alleging that police officers arrested the suspects driving an unregistered vehicle, impounded the vehicle, and were later involved in a road crash that claimed the life of a woman.
The command observed the circulation of false and misleading reports on social media, alleging that the police arrested a suspect driving an unregistered vehicle, took over the vehicle, then had an accident with it, leading to the death of a woman. A thorough investigation established that the crash involved a newly purchased unregistered Mercedes-Benz GLK SUV driven by a civilian, one Agofure Gift, aged 27 years, who rammed into a commercial tricycle. The crash resulted in the death of one woman, later identified as Catherine Nkoro, aged 51 years, while 4 others sustained varying degrees of injuries. At no time was any police vehicle or police team involved in the accidents, nor was the vehicle driven by a police officer. However, acting on credible intelligence and digital forensic leads, the command commenced an investigation into the source of the false publication. Intelligence-based investigation led to the arrest of Ego Best Apomobe, 35 years, and Omonigo Jitobo, 42 years, who are alleged to have originated, disseminated the false narrative online. Both suspects are in custody and will be charged to court as soon as investigation is concluded.
In another case, the commissioner also announced the rescue of a 2-week-old baby boy and the arrest of 2 suspects over alleged child trafficking.
The complainant reported that after giving birth to the baby on 15 June 2026, a woman she identified only as Mama, with whom she lived and worked, informed her that the baby would be taken to an orphanage. However, when she later requested to see her child, she was denied access, prompting her to report the matter to the police. Acting on the report, operatives immediately commenced an investigation leading to the arrest of Eflin Otubo and Esther Joseph, who were in possession of the child while waiting for an intending buyers. The 2-week-old baby was successfully rescued unharmed and reunited with the mother.
The suspects were later paraded before journalists to give account of their alleged involvement in the various crimes.
June 28th, yes, I saw a video from Warrior Proku. It's a big blog, and I believe, not up to now, I know sometimes they post false information, because I was thinking that any video that comes from Warrior Proku, it should be a reliable video. So I now see where they are saying, oh, they put a caption under the Warrior Proku. I say, what happened at the Ugele Patani Express way? So I now, okay, because normally I'm a content creator on my own. I do content of comedian and all that. So I say, okay, let me just do a video under this Warrior Proku. So I now save their video. I now make my own video and I put their video under my own. When I saw the situation, I said, Nigeria police will not cease to know what they are doing. Say at least when you seize somebody motor, you go allow the person drive the motor, even so you go station. Not drive am. No, you don't go drive am now, you don't go blast the motor. No, police, you go fix the motor. That was what I just said.
She delivered me. She has a hospital. So after she finished, because she told me that I will not be able to take care of this child. There's no pampers, there's no house for me to live. She said she would take it to the orphanage, but she did not take it to the orphanage again. She carried. I don't know whether she go and sell it to, whether she give the sister.
I take care of her till on the 8th when she gave birth. Last 2 weeks, now my sister come tell me, say, auntie, this girl they plan to run, leave the pikin. I say, for waiting. Oh, I not call her. Wait to be your plan. What you want? He say, no, if you take care of the baby. Say, won't carry the baby. Say, like, say, go see where keep the baby like motherless home. Now I got to say, okay. So I go confirm, because as I did, so the burden on me is too much. I cannot be taking care of you and be taking care of the child.
The command urged members of the public to remain law-abiding and continue to support security agencies by providing credible and timely information to aid the fight against crime. Reporting from Asaba, Priscilla Ifani, Dott TV News.
Meanwhile, the Commissioner of Police in Delta State, Yemi Oyeniyi, has called for stronger collaboration between security agencies, traditional institutions, and local communities to tackle kidnapping, cultism, and other criminal activities in Ogara and its environs. The call was made during a strategic security visit to Ogara, where the police commissioner paid a court visit to the Ovie of Ogara Kingdom. Nobu Eshemiton, before holding a stakeholder security meeting with community leaders and government officials in Ethiopia West local government area, while noting that Ogara remains largely peaceful despite isolated cases of kidnapping and court-related crimes. CP Oyeniyi stressed the need for continuous intelligence sharing and collective action against the criminal elements. The stakeholders meeting had in attendance youth leaders, President General of Communities, members of the Police Community Relations Committee, representatives of the Arewa community, and other key stakeholders.
No! 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 Sit down! Sit down! Sit down! Sit down! Sit down!
Order, please. Mr. Speaker,
Sit down!
it is only allowed.
The House of Representatives was on Wednesday thrown into chaos and a heated debate over the alleged non-funding of constituency projects across the country. Member representing Aba North and Aba South Federal Constituency in Abia State, Alex Mascot, had moved a motion demanding that President Bola Tinubu be summoned to the House to explain the persistent lack of funding for constituency projects. The motion was seconded, with lawmakers proposing an amendment that the House should shut down for 1 week until the matter is fully resolved. The proposal triggered sharp divisions, with Yusuf Gagdi strongly opposing the motion, arguing that summoning the president was unnecessary since heads of relevant agencies are responsible for the implementation and funding of such projects.
Not being funded. Our people are kidnapped every day. Heads are being chopped off on national television. We want to invite the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as our father to come and explain to us why we are spending trillions of naira doing roads, why we are spending billions of naira doing coastal roads, yet Nigerians are dying. Yet our security agencies are not receiving funding.
Point of order.
Move. Amobi Godwin Oga. I rise this morning to amend part of the prayers made by my brother L.S. Ikweche. And that amendment is that this House cancel the open week or postponed to enable us be able to resolve this matter amicably. I so move. Thank you. Invite people delegated with responsibility. No! 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 Sit down! Sit down! Sit down! Sit down! Sit down!
Order, please. Mr. Speaker,
Sit down!
it is only allowed.
To the Senate now, where a bill seeking to strengthen legal framework against counterfeit medicines, fake drugs, and unsafe processed foods by introducing stiffer penalties has scaled the second reading in the Senate. The proposed legislation titled The Counterfeit Medical Product, Fake Drugs and Unwholesome Processed Foods Prohibition and Control Bill 2026, sponsored by Senator Umaru Suleiman, was subsequently referred to the Senate Committee on Health, Secondary and Tertiary, with a directive to submit its report within 4 weeks. Leading the debate, Suleiman said the bill seeks to repeal the obsolete Counterfeit and Fake Drugs and Unwholesome Processed Foods Act laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, replacing it with a modern legal framework capable of addressing emerging threats posed by counterfeit medicines. Among its key provisions, the bill criminalizes the production, importation, manufacture, transportation, distribution, sale, possession, and the facilitation of counterfeit medical products, fake drugs, and unwholesome processed foods. Still ahead on the midday news, The Central Bank of Nigeria says 100 naira note still legal tender. Plus foreign and sports stories coming up after this timeout. Please stay with us.
In the heart of Asaba, where the street tells the stories every single day.
From the corridors of powers to the decisions shaping governance and politics in Delta and Nigeria.
From traders counting every naira to families battling rising costs and uncertain times.
From football pitches to sporting successes to the major developments making the headlines all over the world.
And from the untold human stories, the struggles, victories, resilience, and hope of the everyday Nigerians.
This is the news beyond the headlines. Dott TV News are your trusted window to stories that truly matter to the people. Here, we don't just report events, we tell the human stories behind them.
Thanks for still being there. Now to the rest of our stories. The Central Bank of Nigeria has reaffirmed that the standard 100 naira banknote remains legal tender and must be accepted for all transactions nationwide. The directive follows reports that some businesses, traders, and members of the public were rejecting the note due to false rumors that it had been withdrawn after the introduction of the commemorative 100 naira note. The CBN clarified that the commemorative note introduced to mark Nigeria's centenary did not replace the standard 100 naira note. In a statement, the CBN's acting director of corporate communications, Hakama Sidi Ali, warned that rejecting any legally issued banknote violates the CBN Act and undermines confidence in the national currency. She stressed that both the standard and commemorative 100 naira note remain valid legal tender and should be accepted across the country. Power outages have hit parts of Lagos and Osun State following failures on key electricity infrastructure. The Eko Electricity Distribution Company says two major 330 kilovolt transmission lines, the Oshobo, Ikeja, and Benin Ebwin lines, are down, leading to reduced power allocation and load shedding across several areas in Lagos. The company says it is working with the national grid operator to restore normal supply. The latest disruption comes days after severe flooding affected major transmission substations in Lagos, worsening electricity supply in communities including Lekki, Chevron, Agungi, Oniru, Ajiran, Osapa London, Frestac, and Abara. Meanwhile, the managing director of the Rural Electrification Agency, Abba Aliyu, has said electricity subsidies in Nigeria are no longer sustainable. Speaking at the Samuel Ibiyemi Memorial Lecture in Lagos, Aliyu said the country must build a financially viable electricity market that attracts private investment, recovers cost, and delivers reliable power instead of relying indefinitely on government support. He argued that subsidies should be used strategically to de-risk investment and encourage innovation rather than permanently funding electricity consumption. His comments come as the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission reported that the federal government spent 358.32 billion naira on electricity subsidies in the first quarter of 2026 after retaining tariffs below cost reflective levels. And now to the foreign scene. The US says it has hit 90 targets external in a second night of strikes on Iran. This is as Iranian media reported that explosions were heard in areas along the country's southern coast and that strikes have hit Iranian-controlled islands in the Gulf. The Iranian Health Ministry says 14 people have been killed in the past 2 nights, as Tehran says it targeted U.S. bases in Qatar, Kuwait, and Bahrain. The lowest move by Tehran followed U.S. strikes on Tuesday, which U.S. Central Command said were in response to attacks on 3 commercial vessels passing through the Strait of Hormuz. Up next is sports news with Anthony Uche.
We begin the news in football, where the Egyptian Football Association has asked FIFA to kick the officials in charge of the World Cup last 16 defeat by Argentina out of the tournament. The EFA said it had lodged a complaint with football's governing body and wants investigation into what it called double standards of officiating in the game in Atlanta. Hani Aburida, president of the Football Federation, called for an investigation of the team of officials and video technology referees after what he said were blatant errors and insisting on not reviewing some of the footage. FIFA are yet to respond to the complaints. Meanwhile, the quarterfinal stage begins today at 9 p.m. Nigerian time, where France take on Africa's last nation at the tournament, Morocco, in what was a semi-final fixture in the 2022 edition of the World Cup. Facundo Tello will lead a team of 5 Argentinian match officials, and FIFA has thrown out France's appeal to have Michael Olise's yellow card against Paraguay rescinded, meaning Olise will be suspended for a potential semi-final if he gets another yellow today. Now to Wimbledon, where Arthur's fairy tale has hit a new high with a remarkable victory over world number 10 Flavio Cobolli in front of an ecstatic centre court crowd, dismantling the French Open runner-up and 9th seed 6-4, 7-6, 6-love. Becoming the first men's wildcard to reach the Wimbledon semi-finals in 25 years. Goran Ivanisevic is the only other wildcard to have reached this stage at Wimbledon in 2001, and he went on to win the title. Still on the ATP, Alexander Zverev produced a dominant display to end his 7-game losing streak against Taylor Fritz with a 6-4, 6-4, 6-2 victory on course number 1. His first win over Taylor Fritz in more than 2 years, and his first Wimbledon semi-final appearance where he will face home favourite Arthur Ferry. Still talking of firsts, Marta Kostyuk recorded a stunning victory over Yasmin Paolini to reach her first Wimbledon semi-final, dominating the Italians 6-3, 6-2 in just 69 minutes. Linda Noskova also made it to her maiden Wimbledon semi-finals following her 6-3, 7-5 win over experienced Belgian Elise Mertens on court number 1. From the sports desk, Anthony Uche for Dott TV News.
And that's a wrap on the midday news on Dott TV. Thank you for joining us. I am Chiamaka Ezaputa.